what is the song about?
All right, so you guys mind if I talk about it?
Yeah,
Sure,
you
sure.
should.
Okay,
Please
so
promote
You
it.
should
Please
promote
do a
it.
better
Quarantine zone.
job promoting it this time.
Yeah. So far,
All right,
we haven't
all right.
talked about your single yet.
I'm sorry. Quarantine zone is more like a figurative thing, being trapped inside my head, because the more recently lang when I started working here
Mm.
sa one of the day jobs that I took. I was experiencing symptoms of obsessive compulsive disorder. So a lot of the inspiration, actually I've been experiencing symptoms of obsessive compulsive disorder ever since I was young, maybe like ever since I was 12 years old, 11 years old.
Mm.
So that's where a lot of the inspiration of the song was drawn from. And there's a verse in the song that's I'm a little bit all over the place, but there's a verse that goes,
Luigi, when you find the lyrics, can you share your screen? I can put it up on the
oh, you can,
one.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Let me
Sige,
pull it up.
sige, sige. While you're looking at it, okay, let's talk to Dan for a while. Dan,
Go
are you
ahead.
okay? Okay, ba?
Yeah,
Dan, are you
I'm
okay?
good.
Are you
I'm good.
listening?
But I
Let me ask
also
real quick, isn't it a work night for you, Dan? You guys?
Yeah.
I got of unusually kind of early today
Hey.
for the pod.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan.
Hey,
Thank you,
you're the
Dan.
champ, dude.
You're the savior, Dan.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're the MVP.
You're the MVP.
All right.
Okay. Okay, Dan. Thanks, Dan. Bye.
Sure.
Windows plus plus on the notepad?
Or control
there we go,
plus
there we
plus.
go,
Ah,
there we
yeah.
go.
Okay, okay, okay.
Dude,
Okay.
okay ba na? Nadinig nga na.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Damn, bro,
You're welcome.
damn.
Okay, here we
Say
go.
command, say command, say command.
Control plus
Control
plus.
plus or
Yeah.
control minus, I think. That's it. Yeah.
Whoa.
Smaller,
Control plus.
bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what it is.
Damn.
Okay, go.
Uh I'm very careful about saying I have obsessive compulsive disorder versus saying I experience symptoms of obsessive compulsive disorder,
Hmm.
because
We're
Here.
here.
I need to get properly diagnosed, and that's I've tried to get properly diagnosed. I've been seeking help about it,
Which is good.
but
Which is good.
it's kind of difficult. I was asking for a diagnosis and I wasn't given one.
Mm.
Um, People think obsessive compulsive disorder is like making sure that things are neat, or making sure that your area is clean, or like making
Mm.
sure everything is organized, like same
Yeah.
colors dapat tanan, or
Yeah.
we need to put everything in its right place. So
Mm.
I guess some people are like that, but the way I experienced the symptoms, you see there, I didn't say I have obsessive compulsive
Mm.
disorder. I just said I had the symptoms. I just want to be
Yeah.
careful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like you locked your doors at night, and then you you go to bed, and then that thought lingers in your head, and then you go check the lock 5 more times and 4 more times, even though you know you've already locked it. Or I remember one time when I was a kid, I touched batteries with wet hands, like somewhat wet hands, and then
Mm.
I was like afraid that some chemicals would interact with the water on my hands, so I washed my hands 5 times in a row, something like that. Or there was a time in my life where I as a kid I would love sliding on the floors in the malls because it was fun. But
Mm.
then when I was experiencing the symptoms, I wouldn't slide anymore because in my head the thought process is like, oh, if I move my feet in this direction on the floor, the germs will fly to other people and they will be affected in a negative way because I'm just
Mm.
sliding around on the floor. Or like when I drop the lid on the trash can, it's like, I gotta do this softly because the germs are gonna fly, and
Mm.
it's gonna affect people. And uh, I was raised in a very religious background
Mm.
in school and shit. So if I feel like I didn't do the sign of the cross properly enough at the end or at the beginning of a prayer, I would do it like 4 more times or 5 more times, and I would be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, sorry, God, I didn't do the sign of the cross properly."
Mm.
So I would do that.
Mm.
Yeah. So it creates a lot of guilt and a lot of lingering, intrusive thoughts.
Thoughts. Yeah.
It's more like I don't want to. You guys can read on it. Like So this song, sorry if I went on a tangent there, but this
It's
song
okay,
No,
dude.
it's
is
okay. It's
No, no need to
okay.
apologize, man.
Yeah.
We're happy to kanang
Yeah.
listen gani.
Re-
Kay me,
Yeah.
I'm hearing this for like the first time. Gani, yeah. It's like I didn't even know you were going through or kanang
Yeah.
experiencing symptoms gani. So I'm
yeah.
glad you touched on it.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Uh,
And
big
I'm
part
glad
of
we
it
can talk
was
about this.
It's a safe space.
some environments make it so much worse. Like I worked at a hospital. I worked
Oh my god, man.
I worked at a
What are
hospital where
you-
we prepare the instruments that they use for surgeries, and so
Hmm.
the thing with me is different for everyone. The thing with me is I'm afraid that the smallest actions that I do will affect someone. Like even if it's a long shot, like I
Hmm.
don't want to touch this. I don't want to touch this thing because it's gonna touch that and it's gonna touch that and it's gonna end
Okay.
up inside the person who's being operated on.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, this song is about that, and it's about like being trapped in my own thoughts and shit.
Hmm.
There's this one line here.
Okay, where is it?
Here. I
Okay.
think it's this one where it goes,
Okay.
hard to remember when the space in my mind was cozy.
Mm.
It gets lonely and the only other company I've got is me.
Mm.
Because they loosened all the screws in my head with their wooden crosses.
Mm.
So I guess some serotonin must have leaked out into the sea.
Oh, yeah.
So
Damn. That's a
Hell
great.
yeah.
That's a
so
great line.
Great writing, by the way. That's great writing, by
Yeah,
the
that's a
way.
great
Yeah.
line, man.
But yeah, it's not bullshit. Kay, me and Echo are kanang, we also
yeah,
kanang
thank you.
really pay attention to lyrics gani, and
Yeah.
writing. Mm.
Thanks guys. This is actually a reference because I feel like a big part of it was it rooted from
Religion.
it rooted from religion. Yeah, so much of it was rooted from religion because at first it was driven by fear of going to hell.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And okay, so we it was crazy, man. The things that I went through in elementary is like they made us watch The Exorcism of Emily Rose at
What the
on the third
fuck?
grade.
Wait,
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, man. I had a hard time sleeping for days and I was like, okay, I
Dude,
don't
what the hell?
yeah.
This is part of the curriculum? What is this?
Yeah. And then we had this hardcore Christian living teacher who was like, if you don't do this, you're gonna go to hell, or if you don't blah blah blah, you're gonna go to hell,
Oh man.
or you're gonna
Damn.
suffer in the fire, shit like that. And then so that was I feel like that was a big
Whoa,
that was a
man.
big thing that yeah.
Whew.
So what else is here?
Can you explain that last
Obsession.
line before you go any further? Can you explain that the last line? So I guess some serotonin must have leaked out into the sea. So because of the wooden crosses and everything, your
Okay, so
serotonin, which makes you
so
happy, like
uh,
is that what?
this is a very interesting because in my imagination,
Okay, go.
this is my head, right? And
Okay, okay,
what I envisioned was you can open your head.
okay. Let me go to a
You can
switch
open your
camera.
head like a trash can, like a
Okay,
lid.
okay,
You can open
okay.
it, but it's screwed on.
Mm.
It's screwed on, so you can't just open it. But the wooden cross, can you envision a wooden cross? And at
Yeah.
the end of the cross, kay mura siyang screwdriver, like a
Okay.
Phillips
Mhm.
screwdriver.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what I envisioned in my head when I wrote this line. So
Nice.
if the top of your head is screwed on by screws, the wooden crosses were used to unscrew them, and then
Mm.
open akong head, and all the
Okay.
serotonin would float out into the sea. So that's what I
That's
Then
am.
great.
that's great.
That's what.
That's great writing. That's great writing.
Thanks,
Damn.
man. So
Okay.
that's what I imagined when I was writing that line, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's great. I'm so glad you touched on that. Okay. Well, this song and that's why I love it. One of the reasons I love it is because you're really opening up the subject matter.
Yeah.
Gani. You're opening
Yeah.
up about some things na like not necessarily people would know about you unless you
Uh-huh.
really wrote it down. Gani. And yeah,
Yeah.
what I love about songwriting and the art of songwriting is saying something cleverly or like trying to say something
Yeah.
without really saying it. Like you're
Yeah.
in a way, you're saying religion is effed up, but you're not really saying it. You're saying it in a way, and I'm like, yeah, I think it was because of this. because of the
Yeah, yeah,
the.
yeah.
You're not even saying the word religion. You're saying it's.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
hmm.
I think what you're saying, Doms, is it's poetry.
Yes.
That's what
That's a
it
Thank
good.
you,
is.
Yeah,
Echo. Thank
that's
you,
the best
Echo.
way to put it. I
Thank
feel
you.
like
Yeah, that's
It's an
because
art,
true.
Vito. It's an art, dude.
Yeah.
I think the
Eh,
best way, sometimes the really nice ways to write about something is to not write about it. You get it? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're
Yeah.
talking about something without actually talking about it.
Yeah, pero
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
also something to be said when you're just blunt and you say what it is. Pero that's another like that's something
Yeah,
else entirely, said, which is good.
Hmm.
Say that.
And the thing is, like, it's great that you wrote this song, because like some people, yeah, that can relate to your what you're struggling with. Like
Mm,
when they listen to this song, they can also relate.
yeah.
Yeah, and yeah,
yeah.
and maybe like it helps them
Mm,
to to hear that, like, and to realize that they're not
They're not
alone.
alone.
mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.